Can you hear that? Oh yeah, that's the sound of boot season. It's the time of year where we want to keep our feet warm and our outfits stylish. And what better way to do that than boots? Most of the time, they have nice block, comfortable heels that are easy to walk in. They elongate your legs, and usually by the time fall comes around each year, I've forgotten how I styled them the past year. So I hope this little guide is helpful for you because it was sure helpful for me. So let's start with ankle boots, which by definition are boots that reach just below or at your ankle, or maybe just a smidge above, the ankle region. What ankle boots are not is they don't go to the top of your foot. Ever since I had this thought, I can't get it out of my head. So I'm sorry, I'm about to pass it along to you too. When you have boots that just cover like the tops of your foot, not only do they look like clogs, but to me, they look like hooves. Once I saw that, I could never get those type of boots again. I either go with loafers or just stay away from that look altogether. Something we're not gonna do with our ankle boots is we're not gonna tuck our pants into our ankle boots. The only time this can actually work is if you are matching your boots with your pants and you're wearing a long coat. This helps the little leg that's sticking out from underneath your coat. That helps that just look a little bit longer. But that's pretty much the only time. At least right now, the more modern way to wear boots is to not be tucking really anything into your boots unless you're really leaning into a trend, which we will get into. You want to find ankle boots that are tighter to your ankle, which means you do want to find an ankle boot that is softer up there. You don't want a really hard, speaking from experience and many a blister and many a band-aid, you don't want your boot to be rubbing against the ankle part of your leg. And those ones are gonna work better with your straight leg pants, your wide leg pants, flare, bootleg, those styles that are coming more on trend and just being more widely accepted than everyone wearing skinny jeans. If you're wearing skinny jeans and you really wanna wear some ankle boots, I like to have just a little peek of skin showing just to break it up so it's not as like obvious that it's a skinny being tucked into an ankle boot. It's a little bit of a dated look, but in my opinion, if it works, it works. If you like it, you like it. Moving on to Chelsea boots, which are ankle boots, but they have elastic by the ankle. So we're a bit of a niche into our ankle boot era. Now, because you have this piece of elastic on the side, it inherently has a more casual look, which means you can either play into the casualness or you can dress it up. When you want something that can be both casual and fancy, the color is really important. Black and dark brown are easier colors to dress up and also dress down. So if you're looking at a Chelsea boot, try to pick the darker one because you're gonna have more versatility with it. That doesn't mean you can't do a light Chelsea boot, but if you want it more formal with your styling, then I would pair it with an all light outfit. So a light Chelsea boot with like an all white outfit would look really dressed up and really cute. Chelsea boots are super versatile and super comfortable. You don't see a lot of Chelsea boots with like really high or skinny stiletto heels. They're usually thicker, they're usually a bit lower, some of them are higher, but because they're thicker, they're easier to walk in. So we love that for us. You can wear tights with them, wide leg pants, straight leg pants, pretty much anything, skirts, dresses. These are the most versatile boots you could possibly have. Getting yourself a pair of black or dark brown Chelsea boots are going to take you a long way. Because it's casual, you do want to look a little bit more put together. So when wearing Chelsea boots in a more casual setting, I would make sure to outfit sandwich those colors. So if you have a dark Chelsea boot on, I would make sure that color's repeated somewhere on top of your upper half. So your shirt, your jacket, your bag can work, but your hair can also work too. Combat boots are a trendier, I think a nicher type of ankle boot. They can be tall, they can be short, but it is definitely a look, it is definitely a style that isn't for everyone. So according to Google, combat boots are typically worn by soldiers in combat. Pretty sure we're not supposed to use the word in the definition, but whatever. Typically black with laces and thick rubber soles. Now I thought that second part was really interesting. So again, black is going to be easier to dress up and dress down with laces. and thick rubber soles. You don't see a lot of like high heel or stiletto combat boots. This is definitely a more casual look, but because they're black, they can also be dressed up. And so for the purpose of these tips, we're gonna stick and just assume that the combat boots you have are black. You can either wear this really casual and lean into that edgy grunge look, but you could also go the complete opposite. You can go fancy. You could go a frilly, simple white dress and black combat boots. I might put a black jacket on top just to create interest or something. Another idea I really like with combat boots especially is putting sunglasses on top of your head. It creates some dark structure to match the structure and color on your boots, and it kind of puts it on your head without it being a hat. The reason that you can dress up and get really frilly with it is because of the contrast between something thick, rugged, grungy, dark, putting something light, airy, more feminine. Putting those two next to each other creates contrast, which creates interest, and that is what people deem stylish. Having interest in your outfit can create style. Another really trendy boot is the Western boot or the cowboy boot. I'm also going to lump in mid-calf boots here too. So we're gonna kind of touch on all of those. So if Western's not really your style, that's fine. This is a way to introduce that style into your already existing wardrobe if you wanted to. If you don't want to, a lot of these tips apply for your mid-calf height. You know, 10 years ago, we saw this style in the slouch boots. I actually think slouch boots are really cute, but they're just not what's on trend, but you can still wear them. Like, who cares what's on trend? So just like with combat boots, you can either lean into the style or you could go the complete opposite. You can lean into that with jeans, flannels, cutoffs, or you can go the complete opposite and go city slicker. You could do street style, you could do dressed up, you could do whatever you were going to wear in the city with what you would probably wear your white tennis shoes with, change them into Western boots, and suddenly you're like really on trend and really stylish. But with these, in general, you want to not tuck in your jeans into these boots. These are boots that are meant to be part of your legs, not part of your jeans. So wearing shorts, skirts, dresses, you want your legs to be somewhat visible in some scenario. There are some people, and I get this, it looks cute, it's not a trend I would do, but tucking in your looser jeans into your cowboy boots. The way I think this looks best is if your jeans that you're tucking your boots into, if those jeans match the rest of your outfit. So you want to be all one color on top and then a different color on the boots. That is, in my opinion, my humble internet opinion, that's the only scenario I think that looks good. But I wouldn't tuck skinny jeans into these boots unless your skinny jeans are black and your boots are black and you can't really tell that you're tucking them in. I think that's why shorts, skirts, and dresses are the ones that are on trend right now, is because you're not tucking them in. You don't have to worry about if that looks dated or not. You're just kind of avoiding that tucking altogether. Knee-high boots, these I think are my personal favorite boots. They come up to your knee, just below your knee. It's really self-explanatory, knee-high boots. Western boots can be knee-high, so there is some overlap possible in all of these categories. And they can really range from being tight to your calf, like an equestrian boot, to being really wide on your calf. And those are just two different looks for two different styles. Knee-high boots look super cute with skirts and dresses that the length of the dress or skirt matches with where your boot starts. It's a nice way to show off the boot, and it also keeps your leg from being broken up by too many different colors or different color blocks happening on your legs. But like I mentioned with cowboy boots, you could tuck a looser jean into a knee high. Just make sure your jeans match or your pants match your top. Again, having that one color and then a clear divide of where that boot starts. It makes it look really intentional and not like you're trying to make your jeans work by tucking them into these knee-high boots. Unless, again, your jeans match your boots. But those would be tighter. Does that make sense? If it's tight and you're tucking it in, you want it to match in color. If it's loose and you're tucking it in, you want the top, your entire outfit to match and not the boots. What I also really like about knee-high boots is that you can either go casual or you can go dressy, and it will look inherently a little bit more dressy because it's a knee-high boot. So if you have a flat heel, those still look a little bit more dressy
than if you were to do a flat heel with a shorter boot. Of course, you can go with a nice high heel too. That looks a little bit dressier. I love that for work or for any kind of more formal outfit. It just makes your legs look really long. Over the knee boots, OTK boots. I really don't like these boots. I think they can look cute in a picture, and that's about it. And I have tried. I used to own a pair. I'm pretty sure I donated them. I usually try to keep clothes that I really don't like so I can show you why I don't like them, but I think I hated these so much that I did get rid of them. They just took up a lot of space. They are so hard to keep up. Yes, double-sided tape works, but come on, is that like practical for everyday wearing situations? They move up and down your legs as you're getting in and out of cars or just walking around existing. If you have the slightest curve to your thighs, it just becomes 10 times harder. Plus, they're really expensive. There's a lot of material. The best ones out there, the best made ones, are especially expensive. So only, in my opinion, again, my humble internet opinion, only get these boots if you absolutely love them and if you've tried them on to make sure you like how you live in them. Do they fall down? Do you have to tie them? That was annoying, having tie boots that you have to tie, but how else do they stay on? If you don't tie them, they don't stay on. If you tuck them into jeans, they're gonna look dated. Again, this only looks good, in my opinion, with mini skirts especially. You want to have a strip of skin between your over-the-knee boot and the rest of your outfit. Otherwise, again, what is the point of the over-the-knee boot? You want a little bit of skin. They're supposed to be a little bit sexy. Like, your over-the-knee boots are your legs now. What do you wear a lot of in the fall? Boots. What do you wear with those boots a lot of the time? Jeans. How do you wear jeans no matter what kind of body you have so that you like what you're wearing and love your outfit? Make sure to watch this video here.